Hi, my name is Chris and I'm one of the instructors up at Mountain Yoga. Today I'm with my colleague Josh, also another instructor, and today we're going to be talking about cold water submersion. Josh is going to be demonstrating how we approach it, as well as us both discussing the benefits of cold water and why there is a cold water revolution going on in the country right now. So Josh, you've done a bit of cold water before. Why do you bother? What's the point?
Well, I like my training, so it's good for my recovery. I find it's good for my resilience as well. I normally find that doing it first thing in the morning when I don't want to do it sets me up right for the day.
Okay.
Puts me in the zone.
So doing something hard willfully and growing as a result in character, perhaps, personality, and the way that you feel.
Absolutely.
So talking about the way that you feel, what is the main feelings that you get as you exit the cold water and for the couple of hours afterwards?
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I get a huge rush of endorphins, a dump of endorphins when I get out, and I feel amazing for the rest of the day. 2 minutes of discomfort for a daytime of feeling amazing.
Okay. Now you say 2 minutes of discomfort. Today you're actually going to do 3 minutes of discomfort.
Tell me quietly, 2 minutes.
No, minimum of 3. Okay. Always a minimum of 3 minutes in the cold water to get the full benefit. So Josh there is touched on a couple of benefits that you can get from cold water. Now there are 14 scientifically recognized benefits of cold water, and I will just say please excuse the wind if it's blowing a little bit. Of course we're outside today, so it might interrupt the sound a little bit. The 14 benefits of cold water, I will touch on a few of them. Josh has mentioned endorphins, all right? That is a hormone that the body releases following arduous physical activity. Typically after training, walking the dog, doing circuit training, or perhaps even sport, we get a huge dump of endorphins. We also get it after exiting the cold water, whether it be a dip tank, a wheelie bin in the back garden, or a cold shower in the house. Now, endorphins are morphine, endogenous morphine, endomorphine. Endogenous meaning that we created it internally, morphine being a feel-good, pain-killing hormone, which is why we feel great when we come out of the water, because we're flooded with those endorphins, as well as dopamine, another feel-good hormone that makes us want to do things again. And that's why people get addicted to things like exercise and cold water, because of that rush of feel-good hormones. So that's one of the main benefits that Josh is going to experience in a minute when he goes in the pool. Okay, another important one is the anti-inflammatory properties of cold water. You can forget the pills and the ginger, all right? The best anti-inflammatory you can get for your muscle tissue, your sore areas, perhaps after training or injury, is cold water. That coupled with the improved circulation properties of cold water, all right, what it causes the blood vessels and capillaries to do is to constrict and then dilate, and therefore get worked like a muscle gets worked during exercise. All right, blood vessels, like muscles, like work. We are designed for work in every way imaginable, and going in cold water is no different. As the blood vessels and capillaries get worked, they get stronger and they improve circulation of the blood and also oxygenation of the tissues and the brain. And that's what Josh is about to experience as he gets in the water. Now, Josh is an accomplished cold water diver. Okay, he's in there every morning at what time?
About 5:45 in the morning.
About 5:45 in the morning. All right, come rain, come sleet, come shine, Josh is in there before his day starts, and he gets some of those benefits we've mentioned already. All right, now he's going to do a minimum of 3 minutes a day, and the way that he's able to approach it with such composure and such calm is by how he breathes. All right, now Josh, you tell me, what is the typical response that most people get as they enter a cold shower or the sea or a cold dip tank like this? How do they typically respond?
So normally I try and be quite stoic. Okay. I normally, big man, tough man, absolute lie. I'm in there flapping, screaming, breathing. But I normally find that people do get quite panicky.
Okay.
They panic when they get in cold water and they start to move around too much. They breathe differently.
How do they breathe exactly? How would you explain that they're breathing as they enter the cold water?
Very upper chest, very...
Yeah, open mouth, upper chest, very erratic perhaps, uncontrolled. Perhaps they make some noises, they shriek a little bit, okay, and all their emotions want to spill out of their mouth, okay? Their breathing wants to come out. Now, when breathing like that and responding like that, you are sending signals to your brain that you're in a fight and flight state, otherwise known as a sympathetic state, and the brain will respond accordingly. Typically when the brain senses a fearful state, it will retract blood from the hands and the feet to protect the vital organs which it can't live without. And that's why perhaps when you're in a fearful state, your hands and your feet get colder. Now, the same is going to be the case as we enter the pool. We're going to get cold hands and cold feet, all right? And as a result, okay, we're going to notice a tingling, okay, in those parts of the body. Now, we're going to tell the brain the opposite as we get in the pool. We're going to breathe what we call up at Mountain Yoga LSD breathing. Light, slow, deep breathing. Light meaning less volume of breath. So instead of a big breath, we're going to take a nice relaxed inhalation, always through the nose, in and out of the nose. We're going to take slower breaths, therefore less breaths per minute. So instead of hyperventilating, we're going to breathe through the nose, nice and slowly. And we're also going to breathe deeply, meaning into the diaphragm. The diaphragm is the main breathing muscle. It's the muscle that draws life into the body, and we're going to breathe into it nice and calmly, therefore activating the rest and digest part of the nervous system. We call this the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the one associated with calm, composure, sleep, digestion, and peace. And when we engage it, we send signals to the brain that we are in that rest and digest state, and therefore the brain responds accordingly by releasing blood back into the hands and the feet and starting to warm the body accordingly. And that's what Josh is going to feel as he enters the pool. After about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, his hands and feet will start to warm up again. He'll feel an overwhelming sense of calm, and he'll therefore recognize that as a benefit and a new way of approaching stress. Happy with that, Joshua?
Let's get it, mate.
Ready, steady?
Ready, steady.
Okay, let's go. So Josh is going to approach the cold water. He will step in firstly by placing his feet into the water and calming his breath, okay, as he does so. So whenever you're ready, Josh, you're going to dress down into the pool. Sit on the side for me, please. We always breathe through the nose, not just in cold water, but for life daily. Now that's going to become part of another breathing lesson that we will be releasing on our social media in the following weeks. But just to note that whenever we're going into cold water and daily life, we're always breathing through the nostrils, both in and out. And that's how Josh is breathing now. As he prepares to go in the cold water, he slows his breath ever so slightly, and he makes it very, very gentle. And whenever he's ready, he takes a nice gentle inhalation through the nose, and as he exhales, he submerges down into the water and parks himself on the bench as he does so. He's going to give me a thumbs up to let me know he's good to go, and when he's ready, he's going to submerge the rest of his body, finishing his exhale as he does so, submerging his shoulders, his hands and his arms, and he goes into his relaxed, composed posture straight away. He's not trying to hold any tension in the body, he's not trying to hold his breath, he's just going with it, breathing light, slow and deep as we discussed, therefore signaling to the brain that he's in a calm and relaxed state. How are we feeling, Josh?
Good, mate.
We feeling good?
Hot to trot.
Hot to trot. Okay, so this period of the submersion now, his body is responded by retracting blood from the extremities, the fingers and the toes, around the vital organs, because we can live without hands, we can live without feet, but we can't live without the vital organs. Excuse me. And that's why we experience cold hands and cold feet. But Josh is now sending the right response signals to his brain, and in a couple of seconds, the brain will start acting accordingly and releasing blood back into the hands and feet, and he will slowly start to warm up as he does so. So we use the cold as a stressor. Now we know in the daily modern life, okay, we experience high levels of stress, certainly in the Western world, and the way that we respond to this stress is important for our overall health. Not only is Josh responding, okay, to stress differently, okay, he's rewiring the way that he responds to stress generally for daily life. So it's not just the cold, he's overcoming adversity, which is where we grow, and he's recalibrating the way that he responds to that cold. Now, on the subject of cold, I'm going to leave Josh for 30 seconds, if that's all right with you, mate, and we're going to go and look at the temperature of the pool, because it's a question that we get quite frequently: how cold should the water be? Now, I'm going to go and check in with my mate Tommy Turtle to see what the temperature's doing, and I expect today it's probably around 11 degrees, which is exactly what it is, 11 degrees C today. Pop that back in there, which is relatively warm, okay, as this dip tank in the winter will probably go down from anything between 2 and 5 degrees. Now, we mentioned, okay, that we want to do a minimum time in the tank. Today, that minimum time is 3 minutes. To get the full benefits, okay, we want to do a minimum of 3 minutes, whether that be a cold shower, a wheelie bin in the back garden, or the cold dip tank. So, Josh, that's taken us up to 3 minutes. How are we feeling? You're feeling good? Okay, whenever you're ready, mate, we're going to exit the pool. As Josh gets out, before he starts to dry himself, he's going to shake the excess water off of his skin, his upper body, his lower body. And before we dry ourselves properly, what we want to do is raise the core body temperature, okay? And we do that by engaging the big guns, the hammies, the quads, and the glutes. And the quickest way of doing that is by taking a nice wide stance with the feet, dropping down to about 45 degrees, engaging the big muscles, okay? And as the famous Wim Hof, the Iceman, does, all right, we're going to do the horse dance, all right, which is going to warm the core body here. So arms out in front, and all we're going to do is a little twist, okay? We're breathing, all right, and if we were feeling really spicy today, we could even do a little chant. And as we chant, we are oscillating the tonsils, the adenoids, and the sinuses, which produces nitric oxide, which helps dilate blood vessels and carry oxygen around the body. Another benefit of breathing through the nose, okay, and humming. You starting to warm up, mate?
Getting there.
Getting there. Okay, now this could be anything that engages, okay, the big muscles in the body. That could be the plank, all right, that could be perhaps some press-ups or some press-up holds, all right. Starting to warm up now?
Getting better.
Happy days. We feeling good?
Feeling great, mate.
Okay, top man. Good job today. Very impressed.
Thank you very much for taking me through that. That's brilliant.
No problems, no problems. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your time today. If you liked what you saw in the video and you found value in it, then please give us a comment. If you have any questions below, please feel free to fire away. Thank you for your time today.
See you on the next one, guys.
See you on the next one.
Day.